Right. Hi guys, this is the Global Bros podcast. I'm here with,
Ongkon Deb.
and this is me, Chris. Today we'll be talking more about our bicultural experiences as second generation Asian Americans. And to really introduce ourselves, I'm Chris. I'm a senior. I study stats and data science. I'm originally from California, but go to college in Michigan. And I consider myself as a second generation Korean American. And in terms of how fluent I am of Korean, I would say beginner to intermediate.
Nice. My name is Ongkon. I am a grad student in the School of Education. I'm Bengali American. My parents immigrated from Bangladesh. I was born in Michigan, and that's where I've been living basically all my life. Um, and I hope to be a elementary school teacher.
Wow, man, that's awesome. So yeah, let's dive into the topic. Can you really describe your experience growing up in Michigan, how you were able to navigate both cultures, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I lived in an area, either in the Detroit area or the Metro Detroit area, that was relatively close to where most people who come from Bangladesh and settle into this area live in and spend time in. So for that reason, I've been able to visit temple or visit family friends' homes and things like that. Even though I didn't have like a lot of um family here, I
Yeah.
had like community here. So that's what alongside, being raised in a household where both parents speak in Bangla,
Wow.
eating Bengali food, listening to music. Uh, I feel like I was able to balance like learning my own culture. And then
Hmm.
at places like school where I was like the only Bengali student in elementary school and middle
Wow.
school besides my brothers. Um, that's where like I feel like I took away a lot of the American culture. So got to have both at home and then at school.
Yeah. I can definitely I can kind of relate to your experience because even though I was able to manage both identities, I was privileged enough to grow up in a racially diverse community with Hispanics, whites, Asians, being able to, be with like in a class filled with people who are come from different identities, but at the same time being able to share my culture with other people, um, who are not my family members, and just really letting them know about Korean culture. So I definitely kind of relate to your experience a little bit, but it's kind of interesting how you were the only Bengali student in your class.
Yep, for basically every single year, except for maybe like a couple years. There's not one
Yeah.
other Bengali student. Yeah.
Wow. Um, how often do you go back to your motherland, and can you share any like experiences visiting there and really describing how like accepted you were there?
Yeah, I go pretty rarely. I mean, every maybe 5, 6 years. Because it is pretty expensive to go as a family.
That's true.
Um, and in terms of getting accepted there, definitely, because that's where, until very recently, most of my family were. And every single time we'd visit, it's just a whole lot of um, love and time together because, we didn't really get to spend that time together uh, as we were thousands of miles apart. So every time we get back, visiting as many people as we can, um, getting invited to eat at family and friends' homes, and visiting like my dad's village home and,
Nice.
and things like that. We're very accepted. So I didn't ever feel out of place.
Because there's certain times where second gen Asian Americans may feel out of place, like they don't feel like they belong in either America or like their motherland country, Asia.
Mm.
There's this that cultural disconnect that we both that some Asian Americans face in both countries. Um, so I was wondering like can you describe any like your cultural customs that you and your family practice in US as a Bengali American?
Yeah, I feel like one thing that we do every day is um, eat a traditional Bengali
Bengali.
dinner, or that involves a lot of rice, maybe fish, meat, vegetables, and we eat with our hands. So
Hmm.
don't use utensils. Um, so that's something that we do every day. Um, during Bengali celebrations like New Year. We might go to the temple or communal places. There's a lot of singing involved, a lot of music in my household because my mom has a background in singing and um,
Nice.
used to sing on the radio in Bangladesh. Um, and so, yeah, just like tapping into my culture with um, music, television. News is always on. At my house, the Bengali news is on
Okay.
more than the American news is on. So,
Interesting.
uh, and also just, keeping the language alive. I don't really speak to my parents in English, so
Wow.
and it feels uncomfortable to do that actually. It feels weird.
Oh,
So those are just a couple of small little ways that we hold that.
wow, man. That's awesome, man. Just keeping your heritage alive. That's a very important thing that we all should do, even though in America we're kind of expected to assimilate. I'm just kind of proud of how like you're able to like retain your culture, including like keeping the language. I would say any advice to those maybe Asian Americans or people of color who face a lot of pressure to assimilate. Like, what is your advice to them?
Yeah. Let's see. I guess in any situation that you're in where you're not able to be yourself or express yourself,
Yeah,
um, if you fall into that pressure,
yeah,
you lose a little bit of yourself every time, and you lose a little bit of your family and your roots every time. Because the other thing you got to keep in mind is, this America is built upon uh, multiple cultures.
yeah, true.
That's just a very part of our identity. Our the fabric of America is made up of, um, strands of every single culture. Um, Even though there might be some more dominant ones,
Right.
that doesn't mean that you have to, uh, you know, lose yourself to find yourself in America. So I guess just like being yourself, and just I don't know, holding on to as many things as you can.
Wow, wow, man. I think a lot of people from GSP will definitely learn from this, from your experience. Being an immigrant kid and also just being like managing to trying to adapt to both the American society as well as like your Bengali immigrant family, dynamic as well too. It's pretty powerful, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so I would say basically from this podcast, I think it's important for people in GSP and everyone else in the community to know that it is important to really keep your roots, but also just to share your culture to people that may not know. You can teach them, like for instance, like Ongkon, like my guy, like he can teach people about the language, the culture, the history of his motherland country that not a lot of us in America may know about, and I think that's like the core understanding of global awareness is a big thing here. So I'm just really glad to really hear your experience from this as well. So yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Yeah, thank you for your time, man.
Of course, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you.